Welcome back. Today we're doing something a little old and something a little new. What is better? Well, they each do different things better. We have the very lightweight, general purpose build, super light pencil barrel from Faxon, very lightweight Odinworks upper rail, Aero Precision upper receiver, Geisley charging handle. I actually don't know. I think it's the American Defense bolt carrier group, and a primary arms 2X scope. This is the GLX. Now, that is a very good upper. It is set up to be suppressed, reasonably accurate. It's not a tack driver or anything, but for what it's intended for, very accurate. Very reliable, have not any problems. I love it. That is, if I'm throwing a 5.56 upper on a rifle and that's my general use item, that's what I'm going with. Normally I run 300 blackout, but whatever. I got two lowers. One gets 5.56, one gets 300. But going old school, and you'll recognize it, it's my SBR lower, but it originally was the lower that came with this. A Smith & Wesson M&P 15. Now, it came with a fixed stock because back then you didn't have a choice. And it's got a crown muzzle, straight target crown instead of a threaded barrel. It is a 1 in 9 twist. It is chrome lined. It is not quite a full, bull barrel, but it is a heavy barrel. Pinned gas block with a rail. And it came with a standard set of mil-spec handguards. I put a Daniel Defense Omega rail on. I liked it better. I wanted free float. And I found that it worked very well. I've had excellent results. This build, this upper, is by a good margin my most accurate AR upper. I have target barrels. I have my Faxon. I have the various 300 blackout builds. None of them match this barrel. Blind luck. It is chrome lined, mass produced factory barrel. It is an absolute tack driver. So obviously not doing that with a red dot upper or a red dot optic. This is my original primary arms optic. This is what got me started with them, and it's one of their early ones. This is the M3 multi reticle, not single, multi. So it does like a crosshair, a dot, and a circle with a dot. Now, different people have different preferences. I really like the circle with a dot. I think that it gives me the best combination of precision with the single minute angle dot with the big circle for up close and fast. Because if you're close enough that I can throw that big circle in the center of the target and just go to town, that's faster than trying to see that dot and put that dot in a specific spot. If you're far enough away that I'm aiming carefully, I'm really focused on that very small dot. It just works out well. Obviously, you've got the other two. This is old school enough that if you change the reticles, your zero does shift slightly. Not enough to worry about it at close range, but out past 100 yards, I mean, it's moving a little bit. If I remember correctly, it was like 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch at 100. So you start reaching out much further, and now you're moving off. But still, I want to say I paid $150 for this back then. That's pretty damn good. So the reason it's on here at all, the reason I'm even talking about this, yesterday, I haven't had this upper in use for a couple of years. Didn't have an optic on it, didn't have any sights. I said, you know what? I'd like to have it at least available. So I had the optic, I had the upper. Like, there's no reason not to have it paired up, right? Went to the range, zeroing. I mean, I was zeroed, done, went to the 200-yard line, banged some steel, and packed up and was done in the amount of time it took a bunch of deer hunters with their bolt actions to at least get sort of on paper. Why? Because it worked. Because when I made my adjustments, it actually did what it was supposed to do. Now, I'm not disparaging deer hunters. I'm just pointing out that in this case, there were 3 other people shooting, and they were all zeroing. And they had all gotten there before me, and they were all still there trying to zero their rifles when I left. You gotta actually be able to zero. If you turn the knob and it does weird things, it is endless frustration. Primary arms, even way back when, even with what was even then a cheap optic, they got it right. You can actually zero the damn thing where, oh, hey, we're 4 inches left. Click, 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 click. That should be about 4 inches. I'm, roughing it in. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. We're right about on, but we're a little high still. Click, click, bang. Done. Shoot a couple more to verify. Okay, now we're on at 100. Give or take a small sporting clay, right? It's on close enough. Okay, I want a 5200 zero. Well, that's pretty easy. It needs to be brought up. No problem. Done. Move over to 200. Bang, 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 bang. It was great. And it reminded me how much I love the fact that an inexpensive optic on a general upper, it's just fun. You're not trying to be all cool guy. You're not worried about, what does it look like. You're not, worrying about overheating a lightweight barrel. You're not taking super precise shots. It is just fun. And I think we forget that sometimes, is that this is supposed to be fun. So don't worry about whether your equipment is the latest and greatest, old school. Just use it. Get out there, go shooting, practice with it. You don't have to have the best. You don't have to have the latest and greatest model. Does it hurt? No, not usually. I mean, as long as it's still quality. But I would rather have something I know works that is 10 years old than brand new and I don't know if it works. Now, I've put a lot of rounds to this. I know it works. I'm comfortable with this. I'm confident that it is going to do what I want to do. This setup has so much ammo through it that I'm amazed it's still that accurate. If I had to grab something and make it work, every confidence. Is it the latest cool guy stuff? Absolutely not. It was actually an interesting experience trying to get what I'm used to for a grip on the front end here, because I couldn't put my hand as far forward as I wanted, and I had to make sure I stayed off the gas block because this gas block gets hot fast. And my habit is to go like that. And you can see right where my hand is landing. I mean, normally I'm a little further out, but even if I bring my hand forward, I'm right on that gas block. That's going to get really hot. So I had to remember to bring my hand back, keep it back here. On the other hand, worked with my sling, has QDs, didn't have any funny issues there. It worked great. I absolutely would not hesitate. So, anyway, that is just my comparison of old versus new. Both the upper, the primary arms. Is this better made? Absolutely. Is it a lot more money? Absolutely. Do they still make something like this? Yeah. Works great. I again, would not hesitate. So, take care, have fun, stay safe, y'all. Keep shooting. Don't worry about what you got. Go have fun with it. Say hi. Oof. Oof. Oof.